I got involved in working towards cycling safety after the death of my sister. Donna died in the city centre in Dublin on her way to work, and I suppose that prompted me to get involved. And in the last couple of weeks I've been bitterly disappointed by Minister Shane Ross's failure to legislate on minimum passing distance for overtaking cyclists on our roads. He had indicated very strongly, and he had a big press conference about bringing in this legislation as a statutory instrument, and that was back in last February. So it's quite disappointing that just in the beginning of the new year he would renege on that. Saving lives on the road should obviously have priority over archaic laws. And we have to wonder why Ireland is so different to other countries such as Australia, America and several European countries who already have this law in place, and it's been workable there and enforceable. So I take it with a pinch of salt that somehow Ireland is so different. Fatalities on our roads, like my sister's and my friend's sister, they make the headlines, but there are so many people that are injured and seriously injured on our roads cycling every other day. And that's part of the reason why the minimum passing distance legislation needs to be brought in. I suppose it's a bit strange, the platform I've been given to speak out on cycling safety and infrastructure. Obviously nobody would want to come to the campaign in the way that I've come to it. My sister was 30 years old. She was due to get married. She was a fun-loving, kind girl, everything going for her. And literally in a moment she was no more. And you never get used to that. You never get used to, I suppose, even thinking about it. I suppose the one good thing that can come from a tragedy like this is to try and bring it home to the people who are not affected directly, that they can be the next family that goes through this. They can be the next person on a bike who's hit. And it's so important that we come together on this and that there's cross-party, I suppose, support for road safety, that it doesn't need to be a political ball game. I suppose Donna was just a breath of fresh air, and the fact she's no longer around is very difficult to believe. And I think that's why I'm okay sometimes talking about it, because it still feels very surreal. It doesn't really feel like she's not coming back. Which might sound strange 2 years down the line, but I suppose when it's a preventable death, when it's such a sudden death, you never quite, there isn't the same level of acceptance. At the end of the day, somebody who's on a bike is just going about their business the same as anybody else on the road, and they've equal rights to be there. There shouldn't be a hierarchy on our roads. Pedestrians, cyclists, drivers, they should all be treated with the same respect and treat each other with the same respect. So I'm not calling for anything unique or strange here. I'm just calling for people to pay attention on the roads, and I'm calling on the government, and particularly Shane Ross and his department, to act now rather than waiting for more and more tragedies. Several people, I think 23, possibly 24 people have lost their lives on the road cycling since my sister in September 2016. That's too many.